Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to discuss something that often goes unspoken, but is undeniably essential for personal growth and fulfillment. It's about the company we keep and the profound impact it has on our lives. Our associations shape our beliefs, our actions, and ultimately our destinies. There is immense power in choosing the right people to surround ourselves with, those who inspire, uplift, and challenge us to become better versions of ourselves. Equally important, however, is the courage to let go of the wrong people, those whose presence in our lives hinders our growth and drags us down. Life is a journey, a constant evolution toward becoming the person we are meant to be. On this journey, we meet countless individuals, each with their own unique influence. Some bring positivity and light, while others bring negativity and darkness. If we are to live meaningful, fulfilling lives, we must make deliberate choices about who we allow into our inner circles. Today, I want to talk about 5 types of people you should cut out from your life, not out of malice or cruelty, but out of love for yourself and your potential. The first kind of person you should distance yourself from is the perpetual pessimist. These are individuals who always see the glass as half empty, who constantly find reasons why something won't work or why the world is against them. Their negativity can be contagious. They have a way of draining the energy out of even the most optimistic hearts. While it's true that everyone has bad days and moments of doubt, the perpetual pessimist lives in that state. They bring a dark cloud into every room they enter, and their outlook on life can seep into yours if you're not careful. Life is challenging enough without surrounding yourself with people who amplify the difficulties and blind you to the opportunities. Letting go of the perpetual pessimist is not about rejecting them as human beings, but about protecting your own mental and emotional well-being. Next, we must consider the chronic complainer. This person takes negativity to another level by not only focusing on problems, but also making them the centerpiece of every conversation. They are quick to point out what's wrong with their lives, the world, and even your life, but they rarely take action to change their circumstances. Chronic complainers thrive on venting, yet they show little interest in solutions. Over time, their attitude can weigh heavily on you, pulling you into a vortex of frustration and helplessness. It is one thing to lend a listening ear to someone in need, but it's entirely another to allow yourself to become a dumping ground for relentless complaints. By cutting ties with the chronic complainer, you make space for people who inspire action and resilience rather than stagnation and despair. The third type of person to remove from your life is the envious underminer. This individual may initially appear supportive, but their underlying jealousy colors their interactions. Instead of celebrating your successes, they downplay them, attribute them to luck, or subtly sabotage your confidence. Envy is a destructive force, and when it manifests in your close relationships, it can erode your self-esteem and trust. Envious people project their insecurities onto you, making you question your abilities and achievements. You deserve to be surrounded by people who genuinely cheer for you, who are excited about your victories and encourage your dreams. Removing envious individuals from your life is an act of self-respect, a declaration that you will not tolerate relationships built on hidden resentment. Another person to let go of is the manipulator. Manipulators are skilled at using others for their gain, often without regard for the consequences. They may appear charming and persuasive, but their intentions are self-serving. They twist situations, exploit your vulnerabilities, and guilt you into doing things that benefit them at your expense. Relationships with manipulators are emotionally exhausting because they are built on deceit and control rather than mutual respect and care. Cutting ties with manipulators can be difficult because they often disguise their true nature under layers of charisma or victimhood. However, recognizing their tactics and choosing to walk away is a powerful step toward reclaiming your autonomy and peace of mind. Finally, there is the toxic friend or partner, the person whose behavior consistently harms you, whether emotionally, mentally, or even physically. Toxic people can take many forms: the critic who constantly belittles you, the narcissist who makes everything about themselves, or the unreliable friend who lets you down time and again. What they all have in common is that their presence diminishes your quality of life. Toxic relationships are often accompanied by a cycle of hope and disappointment, where you cling to the idea that they will change only to be hurt again. Breaking free from a toxic person requires immense courage, but it is essential for your growth and well-being. You cannot flourish in an environment of constant negativity, manipulation, or disrespect. By letting go of toxic individuals, you create room for healthy, supportive relationships to take root. Now, some of you might be thinking, but isn't it selfish to cut people out of my life? I want to challenge that notion. It is not selfish to prioritize your mental health, your emotional stability, and your personal growth. In fact, doing so allows you to show up as your best self for the people who matter most. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and surrounding yourself with people who drain you leaves you with little to give to anyone else. Setting boundaries and making intentional choices about your relationships is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of self-care and self-respect. Letting go of certain people is not about judging them as unworthy or inferior. It is about recognizing that their influence is not aligned with the person you are striving to become. Life is too short and too precious to be spent in the company of those who bring out the worst in us. By freeing ourselves from negative influences, we open the door to positivity, growth, and genuine connection. It is also worth noting that cutting people out of your life does not have to be dramatic or confrontational. Sometimes it is simply a matter of creating distance, of gradually shifting your energy and focus away from relationships that no longer serve you. Other times, it may require a direct conversation where you express your feelings and set clear boundaries. The approach will vary depending on the person and the situation, but the goal remains the same: to create a healthier, more supportive environment for yourself. In conclusion, the relationships we cultivate have a profound impact on our lives. By choosing to let go of the perpetual pessimist, the chronic complainer, the envious underminer, the manipulator, and the toxic individual, we take a powerful step toward personal freedom and fulfillment. This is not an easy task, but it is a necessary one. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and celebrate you. Choose relationships that nourish your soul and support your growth. In doing so, you will create a life filled with positivity, purpose, and genuine connection.